Top 20 songs of 2024. Let's go. This is a really confused song, as in the vocalist literally asks a series of existential questions, questioning her identity with who is Lanternfly. The lo-fi production is really charming, and the drumming throughout the whole thing is insanely addicting and catchy. You could interpret the lyrics in multiple ways, but no matter what, I think this kind of confused and dejected tone just gives this song so much aura. Who is Lanternfly? I don't know, you don't know, but if you want to find out, just listen to the song.
Just want to touch on some points, man, bother me, with the culture.
He's not my favorite rapper, not even close, but if someday a hip-hop god comes down and asks me, what do I want the genre to be like, what do I want people to rap about, I would pick Ka as the role model every time. He makes music that sounds nothing flashy, just quiet, minimal sounding songs about living with integrity and resisting the temptations around you. He describes rappers who only rap about money, drugs, sexuality, and gang activity, and while I understand that it's the culture of hip-hop, if more artists just put out positivity in their music, I feel like the landscape of hip-hop would be more inclusive and be perceived better in the eyes of media and of the young people who are easily influenced by this kind of music. Anyway, this is an amazing song. Rest in peace.
Great hip-hop artist and their absolute masterpiece of a song about daddy issues, am I right? While Kendrick Lamar's Father Time is about his dad's toxic masculinity, which limits Kendrick's ability to express and deal with his own negative emotions, Tyler's song is about not even having a father figure at all. Tyler craved the fatherly love that he never had, got lots of that identity issues growing up due to his father's absence, but was finally able to let go, to heal and to become his own person with the help of the people that he loves. Also, the progression of this song sonically is very awesome. I love Tyler's vocal style, and while it's imperfect, he barks sometime too for no reason, but it fits his production style very well.
What they say now.
I don't like how Lupe carries himself in interviews sometimes too, but I have to admit he's one of the best rappers to my ears right now. He paints a really great fictional story in this one, with so many, and by that I mean so many characters, context and details in it in just 3 minutes and make it so catchy at the same time. It's unbelievable. I really love this one. Ichiko Aoba has transitioned her sound from really soft, simple, and sometimes harrowing acoustic guitar songs to being basically a sea creature playing harps and has other animals and the waves and the sun operating as a backing band for her. The sound is rich and lush and more unpredictable than the stuff she had released prior, so even though I'm a bigger fan of the stuff where it's just her voice on bare acoustic guitar, Ichiko is definitely evolving as an artist, and I'm really looking forward to what she does next in 2025.
What I do, don't know what I do without you.
Adrienne might be the best songwriter of our generation. With her special talent for describing the mundane, she talks about affection by painting the pictures of some of our most tender, romantic, and genuine moments so goddamn effortlessly. There's nothing fancy about her music, just very simple sounds that resonate so much because you know they come from a very cozy, homely, and genuine place. This is peak folk music right here.
Feel the world around you. Feel the world around you.
I don't really like this band because they really abused just one formula that made them so successful and all of the albums sound the same. This is kinda lazy to be honest, but I can't deny that this formula works really well sometimes because the smoky, relaxing and comfortable atmosphere they create with Greg's breathy vocals and spacious guitar playing can definitely elevate some great writing and melody. I also love it when choruses in music repeats a statement that forces listeners to actively internalize the song. Here the chorus says, "Feel the world around you," which actually makes me take a step back, look at my surrounding and really absorb them. That part really gave me such a goosebump. This is a fantastic ambient song that sounds exactly like the cover. It's a world with not a lot of color in it, but very peaceful, that happens to have bunnies with wings sleeping in the air. This has helped me get to bed a few times, so yeah, great music for you to relax and feel more in touch with nature. This song is an anthem of hope. It's saying that even though everything's kinda down in the dumps right now, there will still be light at the end of the tunnel. Godspeed has always surprised me with their world building through post-rock, because they always have the ability to paint this very apocalyptic landscape, but also inject a sense of hope through very uplifting and awe-inspiring instrumental passages here and there, which makes for a really complete listening experience. I love this song.
Without a doubt, the most brutal diss track of all time. I see people trying to play down this song a little bit, it being a song you can't really listen to many times and all, but Meet the Grams is a music listening experience that I really appreciate, because through it being so direct and minimal, you see how effective it actually is. The dissonant sounding chords that sounds harsh, cold, cutting, the angle of Kendrick at the beginning just going past Drake and talks to every single member of his family, including his son, without permission, is so low and disrespectful. In every conversation, he plays different characters, be it a pitying, sympathetic, and encouraging mentor when talking to Drake's son, a scornful person when talking to his parents, and a straight-up hateful person full of contempt when talking to Drake himself. And his choice to overlay the vocals repeating you lie," at the end is such a chilling, calculated delivery that completely demands your full attention for 6 entire minutes. It leaves you feeling sick and exhausted by the end. I love it, and I think it's one of my most played Kendrick songs ever, to be honest with you.
Tell you exactly the last time I was swept away by a track. The percussion where it's just tapping on the guitar and the haunting guitar trills make it sound like I'm deep in the woods at night. He uses some really haunting vocal effects too that feels like strong gusts of wind piercing through my body. Completely nailed the mysterious and folky vibe he was going for, and it left quite an impact even though the song's only about a minute long. Ever since Billie ditched her edgy pop aesthetic, I've admittedly been less of a fan because she really came through as a really unique and strong force in popular music back in 2019. But I can't deny that her latest effort really brought out what she's capable of as a pop singer, as a vocalist, because this might be her best vocal performance yet. It sounds really resonating and sweet. I fell in love with this song the first time I heard it, and I haven't gotten tired of it still. I'm completely baffled. I can't believe that in 2024, we have this Jordy creep guy that can play prog rock like this, while at the same time singing about going to Havana and doing the salsa. The album sounds technical, theatrical, and larger than life. This song in particular, though, is literally an incel anthem. It starts with an obnoxiously arrogant character picking up a girl in the bar, boasting about how prized and coveted of a possession he is, just to impress her. But as the song continues, he breaks down little by little and reveals his insecurities and flips the entire song on his head. It's a fusion of multiple genres. The variety of the instrumentation here keeps the song alive and breathing, even though it's 6 minutes long. At one point, the electric guitar just disappears, and we're just chilling with some strings, some brass, and some bongos. This song was meant to be number 1 when I heard it, so the fact that there are more songs this year I'd place above it is truly insane. Okay, now this is a weird place to take a break, but I just want to stop for a moment and highlight some honorable mentions. I listened to quite a lot of music this year, around 50 albums or so, therefore limiting it to 20 songs is kinda hard. So trust me when I said it really hurts not to put these songs in the list. We have got, let's see, Shame on the Devil by Vince Staples, We Don't Trust You by Metro and Future, Doves by Armand Hammer, No One Noticed by The Marias, Die With A Smile by Bruno Mars featuring Lady Gaga, Club Classics by the one and only Charli XCX, and finally Cuba.
Go across town, but now is not the time.
Every once in a while, some good old cheesy country pop and Americana just does it for me, you know? I don't want to be too on the nose, but it's like sitting on the back of a car, running through the paddy field, and just let loose. I love the cheesy harmonica, the guitar, and the tambourine. It makes me feel like such an old man.
This is a great experimental hip-hop track. It's glitchy and bombastic in the best ways possible. It's in Vietnamese, so there might be a bit of a language barrier here for most of you guys, but honestly, it won't be a problem since it's only account for a small portion of the song. It has a million movements, a million beat switches at the corner waiting to surprise you at every turn, so it's really entertaining to listen to. At one point, it even transitions into freaking breakcore, you know? You can definitely hear some JPEG Mafia influence at points, especially when the beat just fizzles out to noises, and he introduces the random cuffing, hand clapping, or faint giggles. Definitely the most batshit insane selection in this list. This is my pop song of the year. I don't think there's anything conventional or predictable about this though. It sounds like it has a really free spirit, yet it's so catchy at the same time. Clairo is gliding on the instrumental. She has enough grace to move along with the free-flowing and fluid instrumental, and she even becomes a trumpet at the end of the song. What the heck, bro? Again, I really thought nothing would beat this, but here we are. This is K-drama music. I know that anything associated with Korean drama shows can be written off as being really cheap and corny because, yeah, that's right, those kind of shows are made to appeal to young girls' romantic fantasies and all. But I think the fact that they focus on and try to really amplify those sparkles of a fresh and blossoming love really makes it quite moving and magical, honestly. And this song is exactly that. It is soft, it is genuine, it is teary-eyed and explosive in the cheesiest and best ways possible. So much pain and angst packed into 2 minutes of music. Quadexa's current style of music always gives me the feel of being covered in snow on top of the mountain and pouring out your deepest emotions for nobody to listen to. This song sounds like a man with so many things weighing his heart, tries to keep it all in, but it just became too much for him. The part where he belts out his vocals while trying to contain it at the same time sounds absolutely crushing and heartbreaking, and the fact that his words actually ends up getting buried in the mix makes it more impactful. All the songs in this list I listen to and I am impressed by it, amazed by the musicality and the vocal performance, but Quadeka is probably the only artist who I listen to and just feel inspired. His musical growth over the past 4 years have been truly a sight to see. I hope he keeps dropping peaks, and yeah, Vanisher is gonna be amazing whenever that comes out. Also, it's pretty close between this and Easier, maybe between You Don't Know Me Like That, but for now, it's Dust Cut.
We came up out the mud, still got dirt in our faces. Now we counting big faces. White girl slide on the pole, I'm throwing her faces. I can never not rap, don't love my bitch.
This album plays like a circus where Peggy flexes his production chops for all of us to see, still keep that very entertaining braggadocious rapping style that incorporates a lot of internet references. But around the last 4 tracks or so, after JPEG Ultra, he decides to abruptly end the show, dim the lights, sit down, and lay his thoughts bare for all of us to see. He reflects on his past works, his principles, his flaws, his struggles, and finally his relationships. And I recovered from this. This song is really personal, and Peggy has just the perfect, most beautiful guitar melody to accompany it. He speaks on how, in the past, he struggles to feel any sort of deeper love and affection towards anyone he engages with romantically, admitting that, quote, everyone I dated deserves better men. He conceded that he has long put on a tough facade in his music to hide his pain and insecurities that's now need to heal on his own. This line right here really hits me. The switch from B-word to girl shows some personal growth, reveals a newfound self-awareness and maturity in Peggy. It's my favorite acoustic ballad of the year, made by my favorite rapper of all time. Well, time for my number 1 song of the year. Can you guess it? Huh? It's pretty hard, you know. I'll give you 3 seconds to think of something. 3 seconds over, ready or not, here's my favorite song of 2024. A lot of the appeal of Phil and Mount Erie is the way he is able to create such a mystical, forest-like atmosphere, and this record is no different. His almost spoken word delivery on top of the quiet and serene instrumentals makes the song feel super inviting and calming. He talks to the fish at one point and he uses autotune to simulate the voice of a fish fluttering underwater, which is super funny and goofy. And there's a 10-second long trap beat for no reason during the segment, like what's even going on? But then it breaks into a stunning vocal harmony segment that completely caught me off guard and made me start to examine this song in a more serious lens. Coming back to the theme of the song, Phil essentially tells the fish that what it sees as a huge structure, a natural wonder of sort, is something as mundane as flowing water, implying that the fish's view of the world is narrow and small. The fish, however, made a counterpoint that what the human sees as a great mountain is also just some flowing matter, to be eroded and wear thin with time. The idea is that us humans usually view animals as lesser beings, but they're a species in their own rights, and they probably have a different perspectives on life than us. The story of opening up to the worldview of a fish sounds silly at first, but it's actually quite poetic. Because by the end, Phil finally acknowledges that what the fish is saying makes complete sense, that his own existence as a human is sweeping on Earth, and the ever-changing universe is not permanent. Phil got essentially humbled by the fish, and at the end makes a really beautiful acknowledgement of its importance to the flow of the universe as a part of life. It's a really humbling moment that makes the silly interaction really poetic. And the fish does respond at the end, and I won't spoil what it says, but it's a symbol of a moment of acceptance, understanding, and respect between two cultures, and it's pretty damn hilarious at the same time.